Proverbs 8, verse 11. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations and blessings to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth of risk and known lines throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Akwath, listening, learning, sincerity, and the truth in the silence, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto. Here's another lesson, right? And I was just meditating on something, you know, that the value, you can't place the value on the true riches. The true riches being this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, this truth. This truth is a gift, man. Right? And the fact that we can understand us in this truth, we can understand these parables, these dark sayings, these scriptures, we can understand and foresee and envision prophecy. That's a gift. Because everybody else out here cannot understand what time we're in or what's going on. Right? This truth is, we can't place a value, we can't place a price tag, just like if you're walking through a store, physically a store, or you're online browsing, online store browsing, and they have little prices beside the item. Right, that's a value being placed on the item. Right, $10.99 for 3. You know, buy 4 get 1 free. Right, you can't place a value on this truth. Proverbs 8 and 11. For wisdom is better than rubies. Right, this knowledge, this truth is better than rubies, man. Right, gold, precious stones, silver, right, pearls, and all the things that may be desired, right? Desired what? Carnally, right? People want things in this world. Your flesh desires things, right? Your flesh may desire a better job. Your flesh may desire a vehicle, bricks and mortar, whatever it may be, new shoes, whatever. Right? It says here, all the things that may be desired, right? These things out here, these fleshly things, you know, in the flesh you desire things, are not to be compared to it. You can't compare none of that to it. You can't compare a 6-figure job. You can't compare an advancement in Esau's world, Esau's hierarchy. You know? You can't compare Salakia. Salakia. That oil of oregano working, man. Right? But yeah, you can't compare none of that. And none of this shit. You know, my return on my investment, I'm anticipating a return on an investment 4 years from now. It's going to mature, and I'm anticipating X amount of dollars. You can't compare none of that to this wisdom, this knowledge, this truth. Right? I wanted to jump down. Proverbs 8 and 18. And it reads, riches and honor are with me. Yeah, durable riches and righteousness, right? That's what this wisdom, this knowledge, this truth, ultimately the kingdom, right? That's where the durable riches are. Ultimately the kingdom, right? But all things are of the Lord. Scriptures say poverty and riches, life and death, both of these come of the Lord. All of these come of the Lord, roughly paraphrasing. That's in Sirach chapter 11. Verse 19, here's the point. My fruit is better than gold, right? This knowledge is better than gold. Yeah, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver, right? So we can't, listen, man. The mammon, the physical money, hey, that's temporal. All right, let's get that real quick. None of this, none of it matters. Right now I'm driving in the midst of rush hour, morning rush hour, and it's gridlock. Why is it gridlock? Everybody's rushing to go to their 9 to 5. Right, we're all in this rat race to go for shekels, man. Right, and it's all temporal. Right, this everything as we know, this is all dust. This is all ashes. Right, it says in Habakkuk 2 and let's get that real quick. Come back to this. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18. We'll come back to this. Habakkuk. I'm just flowing in the spirit. Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2. Or is it 1? It's Habakkuk 1. Habakkuk 2 and 13, NLT. Has not the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, of heaven's armies promised that the wealth of nations will turn to ashes? Right, all of this is going to turn to ashes. The wealth of nations. Right, listen, all these other nations are on top. Right, the Israelites, Israel being a people before it's a place, are on the bottom. But all this wealth, this pyramid of this hierarchy, this oligarchy, this pyramid of success in Esau's eyes, the pinnacle of success, what Esau's deemed success, right? It's all going to be ashes, right? The Lord is going to send his son, Yahushai, with the hosts of heaven, and it's going to be melted, man. Here's the point. They work so hard, but all in vain, right? Empty. Right? None of it. Now, granted, we use the world as not abusing the world, as not abusing it. And we got to punch in and get out, punch in and punch out. We still got to navigate Esau's rat race. We still got to navigate it. It doesn't mean, oh, okay, let me just sit on my hands and wait for the kingdom. Yeah, we're waiting on the kingdom, but we still got to be out here and navigate. You know, we still got bills to pay in Esau's world, man. We still got responsibilities. Some of us got seeds and children, households. Right, and the only way to get it is to clock in and clock out in Esau's world, man. Right, but we don't place the emphasis on it. That's not where our mind is not. This is not riches to us. Right, back in 2 Corinthians 3, what was it, 18? Tell you, we need new bodies. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18. Having a brain freeze is real. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18, it reads, while we look not at the things which are seen, right? Nothing is truth. Okay, look, everything around me is. I can see all of this. I could feel it. I could taste it. I could touch it. All of this physical. I could see it. I could touch it. I could reach out and grab it. Oh, it feels rough. It feels like sandpaper. I could taste it. It tastes sweet. It tastes bitter. It tastes sour. Whatever, right? While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, right? The spiritual, right? And us in this truth, that's what we're looking at. The things that are not seen, right? That's why there's a disconnect with us and people in the world. You know, we seem a little off to them, different, right? Some people are drawn to us, and some people are pricked by us in the spirit, right? It reads, for the things which are seen are temporal, right? All of this is temporal. It's all going to come to pass. It's all ashes. We just read it. But the things which are not seen are eternal. The things which are not seen, right? Eternal. The kingdom, right? The kingdom to come, that will be forever. Right? The kingdom of Yahushai. Right? What does it say in is it Daniel? Daniel 2. Daniel 2:44, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom, right? And this is the last rulership, the fourth beast, Rome 2.0, right? And the rulership to come is Yahweh Bashim Shai. The kingdom to come is of Yahweh Bashim Shai, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, right? It's going to be for the Israelites, Israel being a people for its a place, right? Under Yahushai, under King David, under the 12, under the 144,000, the governing bodies. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, right? It says here, break in pieces and shall consume, right? All these rulerships, man. This is what's to come. Here's the point. And it shall stand forever, right? Forever. Right? We just read the things that are not seen are eternal. Right? The kingdom to come. Right? But this truth is priceless. And only those, the elect, Lord willing, of that number, can see this, can understand this. Everybody else can't understand this. Right? Everyone else is caught up in forwarding in this matrix, right? This matrix, this wicked and temporal, because it's temporary, world. Right? Scripture just came to mind, and it just left my mind. Lord, will it come back? Yeah, Lord, will the scripture comes back. But Romans 11 and 33. Right, because you can't put a price tag on this truth. Romans 11 and 33. And it reads, oh, the depth of the riches. Right, the riches. What riches? Both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Right, the depth. Just like Esau can't measure the ocean, he fronts like he can measure it. Just like Esau can't measure the heavens, he fronts like he can, and he puts out some pseudoscience bullshit and tells you, oh, it's 10 billion light years away. Right? Esau can't measure shit. Scripture says the Lord has set bounds that he cannot pass. Right? Esau just gives you a a narrative, right? But this truth, we can't even fathom the depth, how deep it goes, how deep it gets. All that knowledge will be revealed in the kingdom. But on this side, we can't. It says here, oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? That the depth. We can't fathom how deep these riches and this knowledge is, right? We're on a low level here on the physical plane, in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shai, but in the eyes of amongst these other nations, we're on a high level. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out, right? So, listen, we can't put a price on it. Right? We can't measure it. Right? We can't put it in a unit of measure. This truth, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding. You know, we can't say it's 2,000 square kilometers by 10,000 square. We can't put a unit of measure on it. It's priceless, right? And it's a gift. So that's why in these last days, the scripture came back to mind, right? While we out here, call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shai, the water Yahweh Shemel Shai, congregation of the dead, right? These people out here, they're dead, man. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding, right? And 2/3 of our people are out of the way of understanding. They're in Kemet. They're in Shiva Jatis. They're in plantation Christianity. They're in Buddhism. They're in Wiccans. They're witches. They're warlocks. They're running the guzzle ring. They're manifesting consciousness on a 6G level. They're bugged out. That's wandering out of the way of understanding. What is understanding? The names of Yahweh Shemel Shai, this truth, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, right? The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, right? So they're dead people. They're going to remain. Listen, they're allocated for the sword. They're allocated for a horrific death. They'll be back in the kingdom. They'll be born. They'll be the children of the elect, the seeds of the 144 in the kingdom. But on this side, they're going to suffer death by pain, right? And in their eyes, they're right. You can't tell them nothing. You know? You can't tell them nothing. They believe what it is they believe. But they'll remain in the congregation of the dead, right? But yeah, that's it on that. Nothing too long. I just wanted to touch on this truth is priceless. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, or teach one who will. Shalom to the elect.